If you're over 50, chances are you've heard it a million times. Back pain is just part of getting older. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that pain is less about your age and more about a pattern that your body has learned? Well, today, we're going to explore a simple 4-move plan designed to do just that: reset the pattern.
So, let's start with that big question. It's so easy to just blame the years piling up. But what we're going to look at today suggests a completely different culprit. You know that pinch you feel when you stand up? That stiffness first thing in the morning? It isn't necessarily your body breaking down. It's your body adapting. Think about it. For decades, your spine has been quietly adjusting to how you sit, how you stand, how you move through your entire life. So that ache you're feeling, it's not a sign of failure. It's actually a signal. It's your spine finally saying, hey, the way we've been doing things isn't working anymore. It's time to pay attention.
So let's totally reframe this whole thing. This isn't about weakness. It's about a learned movement pattern. It's not some inevitable wear and tear. It's a physical adaptation. And here's the best part. If it's not just getting older, that means it is absolutely 100% retrainable. And that simple shift in thinking changes everything. It moves us from a story of decline to a story of recovery.
Okay, now here's where it gets really, really interesting. The source of all this trouble? It's often not where you'd think. So many people focus on the muscles, but the real issue, more often than not, is hiding in one single overlooked joint that's basically gone on strike.
Let me introduce you to the lumbosacral joint. This is it, the final link in your spinal chain, right where your spine meets your pelvis. You can think of it as the master shock absorber for your entire body. Every step you take, every time you sit down, this little joint is taking the hit. When it's working right, you don't even know it's there. But when it's not, you feel it everywhere.
So what's the problem? Well, it's a phenomenon called joint stacking, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Decades of those small, seemingly harmless habits, like slouching on the couch for hours, create this slow, uneven pressure that literally compresses and jams this joint. It just gets stuck. And when that one critical link in the chain is frozen, the pain signals start going off like an alarm bell.
So the big question is, how do we get it unjammed? Well, the solution isn't just about stretching. It's about 4 very specific movements that are designed as neuromuscular resets. They actually retrain your brain and your body to unlock the spine. So let's get into the first foundational reset. All right, our first reset is the prone elbow press. You're lying face down, and as you press up onto your elbows, the most important detail here is to keep your pelvis glued to the floor. You're not trying to push up as high as you can. You're just looking for a gentle, lengthening feeling in your lower back. Hold it there for 30 seconds and just breathe.
So why does such a simple move work so well?
It's not just a stretch. It's a direct counter movement to all those years of slouched sitting. It's gently coaxing that jammed lumbosacral joint back into its happy place, its natural, neutral position. You're basically sending a message to your nervous system that says, hey, it's okay. You can let go of that tension now. Okay, next up, we've got supine knee rotations. For this one, you're on your back with your knees bent. The goal here is all about fluidity, not a deep, painful stretch. As you rock your knees from side to side, I want you to think of a gentle pendulum. The movement should be small and totally controlled. We're just trying to introduce some easy, happy motion back into the lower spine. The real power of this move is how subtle it is. Most of our daily life is all forward and backward. Rotation is the missing link for so many of us. And this gentle rocking reintroduces that lost movement, and it sends these incredibly calming signals to your brain. It basically reduces the perception of pain and tells your body, you're safe, it's okay to move again. Move number 3 gets a little more active. We're doing a bird dog, but with a special twist, a knee hover. The real magic here is in that tiny 1-inch hover of the opposite knee. Your goal is to keep your torso so perfectly still that you could balance a cup of hot coffee on your lower back. That's what forces those deep, deep core muscles to wake up and do their job. Hold it steady for 5 seconds and then switch. So what's really happening here? We call it a deep core awakening. See, after 50, and especially if you've had back pain, the brain literally turns off some of those deep, stabilizing muscles that run along your spine. These little muscles called the multifidus. This move forces them to wake up and get back to work. Think of them as your spine's internal bodyguards. And this brings us to a really cool scientific idea, reflexive stability.
This isn't about you remembering to flex your abs all day. It's about retraining your body's automatic, built-in support system. By waking up these neurological pathways, you're rebuilding your spine's ability to protect itself without you even having to think about it. It just happens. All right, our final move, the standing hip circle. You'll want to face a wall, but just use your fingertips for a little bit of balance. Don't lean on it. Shift your weight onto one leg, and then with the other leg, just draw slow, deliberate circles. The key here is to make sure your standing hip is rock solid. The movement should come from your moving hip, not from your whole body swaying around. Smooth and deliberate, not fast.
So why are we doing hip circles? Well, it turns out that weak, deep hip stabilizers cause your pelvis to tilt a little bit with every single step you take, and that puts constant twisting pressure on that lumbosacral joint we've been talking about. This move acts like a pelvic compass. It strengthens those stabilizers and basically recalibrates your body's internal GPS for balance and alignment. So, as we bring all this together, let's talk about the big idea here. This isn't just about feeling less pain. It's about taking back control. It's a huge shift from being a passive victim of your pain to becoming an active participant in your own health and your own movement. I want you to really let this one sink in. You are not fragile. Your body hasn't broken down. It is simply adapted to your life. And because your body is so incredibly adaptive, it holds this amazing potential to adapt all over again, but this time to new, stronger, more supportive patterns of movement. So here's the new mindset. Let's stop chasing the temporary goal of pain relief and start chasing the lasting power of control. Forget about perfect form. Instead, aim for being present in the movement. And don't worry about intensity. Your greatest superpower from here on out is consistency. And really, that's what it all comes down to. These small, purposeful movements are a way of having a conversation with your body. You're reminding it how to move in a balanced, stable way. And once you reestablish that communication, once your body starts listening again, its own incredible natural healing processes can finally take over. You know, pain has a way of shrinking our world. It makes us trust our bodies less, and over time, we start to expect less from life. These movements, they're about pushing back against that. So the real question isn't just about ending the pain. It's about what a body with more freedom, more control, what that allows you to start doing again. What will you begin? And of course, just a quick but really important note, this is all for educational purposes. Please be sure to consult with your doctor or a qualified health provider before you start this or any other exercise program. Remember to use these exercises at your own discretion.